this. All right, enough is enough. The throne has been played with too much, and I ain't for horseplay either. Coming soon. Chris Broussard, your reaction to how this all played out?
I tell you what, if I'm a Lakers fan, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
If this is what it takes, and I think LeBron was coming out with a great season anyway. I mean, he always has a great season, but I think he was really coming with some heat this season. But now to see people doubting him the way they are, and especially a guy he has a good relationship with in David Griffin, a guy that they did something historic together in winning that championship in Cleveland in 2016 for several reasons. I think that's just going to light more of a fire under him. I don't agree. I give Griffin credit. He is a candid guy. I give him credit for being candid and honest, but I don't agree with the sentiment. One, to say LeBron, look, maybe if he's saying in Cleveland that once LeBron got them that title, he felt he didn't have as much to play for, I maybe could give you that just because now you've delivered Cleveland his first title in 52 years of any sport. However, he's still got plenty to play for. I mean, he's chasing Michael Jordan. Some people think he's past him, but many don't. And so he's chasing Michael Jordan. You also have guys in this era now beginning to win rings like you. Steph Curry's got 3, like LeBron. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard have 2, like LeBron's got 3. So he needs to win more rings just to even separate himself. You know he's a better player, but separate himself from some of these other superstars who are winning almost or just as much. And then the bottom line is, look, in 2017, they get to the finals. 2018, they get to the finals. Now, in 2017, I do think seeing Kevin Durant go to the Warriors could make you feel like, man, can we beat this team?
But that didn't show up on the court for LeBron.
No.
In 2017, LeBron James, after the point in his career where David Griffin said he's no longer an animal about winning, that year, as defending champs, he leads the NBA in minutes per game and set career highs in assists per game and rebounds per game. And in the playoffs, averaged 33, 9, and 8. And if we remember, through the Eastern Conference, they went 12-1.
Right.
The Warriors swept everyone. They had one loss, a 3-point loss to Boston, and that was it. The next year, when David Griffin is gone and LeBron is on the least talented team he had been on since 2008 or 2009 in Cleveland, he leads the NBA in games played and minutes played, sets new career highs in assists per game and rebounds per game, and in those playoffs, ups it 34, 9, and 9 with 2 game winners. And if you're not an animal about winning, game 7 in the first round, 45, 8, and 7 in a must-win game. Game 6 and 7 in the conference finals against Boston, 41, 13, and 9 averages.
And how about game 1 in the finals?
And game 1 of the finals, 51, 9, and 9. So it never showed up in Cleveland. Now, you want to say last year, people say, oh, he went to L.A. because he's more focused on off-court endeavors. The Lakers right now are the second best odds to win the title, right? So, like, it seems like the move to L.A. has good championship, at least hopes there. I'm puzzled by these comments because, first of all, I want to say this. I really like David Griffin. I really respect David Griffin.
And so does LeBron, seemingly.
Well, as of at least 24 hours ago. I mean, I can't speak for him now.
They've had a good relationship.
A good enough relationship that Griff 2 weeks ago reached out to LeBron and asked him to tweet about David Griffin's wife's vineyard, and LeBron did it. I know, and I assume you do as well, from talking to people right around LeBron, they were shocked by this, caught totally off guard, and don't know where it came from. And when you mention Griff being candid, he absolutely is. But I've talked with David Griffin multiple times since he left the Cavs, and this has never been his messaging point. It's never been that he's talked about pressure, but he's never said he was miserable. He's always talked about LeBron buying in and about how they had a good partnership. He's talked about being frustrated that people thought LeBron was running the team and he didn't get credit that he was the one making those moves. But I don't know where these comments come from, and the idea that LeBron was less focused on winning, to me, there's no reality to stem that from.
Well, we should mention there were a number of things. This wasn't a sit-down to just talk about LeBron. It was David Griffin's life.
David Griffin's story.
And where he's come to and how he ended up where he is right now. I wonder how much of what he said, they just pulled the spicy comments and perhaps there wasn't enough context that was pulled along with it. We talked about how he said he was miserable when LeBron won there, but a lot of it was because he wasn't able to implement his own plan, and it was less about a knock on LeBron and more about, you know, impeding his path towards what David Griffin wanted to do.
The context they put that the story was written in made it seem like exactly what you said, but that Griff would have almost been happier had LeBron not gone there and had he been able to build a team and work through the journey of, can we make the playoffs? Can we get to the second round? Can we become a conference contender? Can we win the East? All that. And here's the thing, though. The goal of sports is to win. Period. Win it for the fans and win it for the players. It has nothing to do with the happiness of the general manager, with you playing fantasy basketball and having fun building a team. That's not what it's about. It's about winning. And the chances are great, as good as David Griffin is as a GM, that if LeBron doesn't go there, they lose. They never get really to become a good team. Maybe don't even make the playoffs ever. David Griffin gets fired, and then is it this hot GM candidate that he was before going to New Orleans, and maybe doesn't have this job right now?
I don't. And with respect to David Griffin, who I think is a very sharp basketball guy, I know he doesn't have this job right now. If you, the reason he had his pick of jobs, because New Orleans was a plum job in this regard. Whoever took that job knew they were going to be able to trade Anthony Davis and get that bounty. Now, they didn't know they were going to get Zion, but they knew they're going to have a good draft pick plus whatever they get for Anthony Davis. And David Griffin was able to kind of lay in wait. He had other GM opportunities that he didn't take because he was waiting for the best job for him. And I wish him well. I really do like him, and his story is an interesting one, where he's fought through cancer.
Yeah.
And he is a basketball lifer. But there is a cottage industry of folks that are waiting for moments to try to attach themselves something to attack LeBron. LeBron got criticized for opening the public school because people all of a sudden found out public schools are paid for with tax dollars. Who knew? It's crazy invention. Like, he got attacked this week for how he parents his kids. And so David Griffin, after 2 years in media and being a sharp guy, knows saying these things in any context is going to, again, put a target on the back of the man who delivered him the greatest moment of his professional career by an enormous margin. And it seems so out of character for Griff that it surprises me.
So what you said, Jenna, about was there a different, were there other quotes that put this into better context that the writer didn't use? We don't know. I don't want to criticize or critique the writer like that. But if that's the case, Griff needs to come out publicly and say
this was my intention.
You can't just say it behind the scenes, off the record and all that. You have to come out publicly and say it.
And just quickly, how do you think LeBron responds? Will this be a thing where we wait for the season to start and you see it there, or are we going to hear more from him?
I don't think he'll come. Will there be more cryptic tweets or Instagram posts? Possibly. But I think the bottom line is he's going to come out. This is good for the Lakers. I'm telling you. Because he was getting questioned even before this. And look, the challenge is there. Kawhi didn't go. He went to the Clippers right across the hall. I think this is all good for the Lakers, and LeBron will show it on the court.
When's the next episode of The Shop? I wonder if Mav asks him about it, and that's when we find out.
Yeah, that could be good.
All right, take a break. Coming up, let's talk some football. Cowboys stars all want big money, but all right, enough is enough. The throne has been played with too much, and I ain't for horseplay. Ether coming soon. Chris Broussard, your reaction to how this all played out?
I tell you what, if I'm a Lakers fan, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
If this is what it takes, and I think LeBron was coming out with a great season anyway. I mean, he always has a great season, but I think he was really coming with some heat this season. But now to see people doubting him the way they are, and especially a guy he has a good relationship with in David Griffin, a guy that they did something historic together in winning that championship in Cleveland in 2016 for several reasons. I think that's just going to light more of a fire under him. I don't agree. I give Griffin credit. He is a candid guy. I give him credit for being candid and honest, but I don't agree with the sentiment. One, to say LeBron, look, maybe if he's saying in Cleveland that once LeBron got them that title, he felt he didn't have as much to play for. I maybe could give you that just because now you've delivered Cleveland his first title in 52 years of any sport. However, he's still got plenty to play for. I mean, he's chasing Michael Jordan. Some people think he's past him, but many don't. And so he's chasing Michael Jordan. You also have guys in this era now beginning to win rings like you. Steph Curry's got 3, like LeBron.